Back to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss something very important related to international students in Canada. That is international students' job in Canada. So when the international students come to Canada, they come with the thinking that after a few months in Canada, they will be like living a luxurious life. They will be rich, but the situation or the reality is quite different from our expectation. I came with the same hope, but I was lucky in the regard that I have scholarship and my university fee is almost equal to to domestic student. So मेरे इतने ज़्यादा expenses नहीं है and my husband is with me who is allowed to work full time. So we can manage our life not in a very good way, but we can afford it. So when the international students come, they start applying to different jobs, like but they are allowed to work only the part-time jobs because part-time jobs is that the IRCC allows us to only work for 20 hours and we cannot work for more than 20 hours. Although till April we can work full time, but I think I am working and I think if you work more than 20 hours, it is quite difficult to manage a balance between your work and study. जैसे कि मैं यहाँ पे PhD कर रही हूँ, तो अगर मैं काम करना शुरू कर दूँ, तो it's a type of work that I'm currently doing कि उसमें मुझे कोई mental tension नहीं होती. मैं जैसे ही जॉब से आती हूँ, तो मुझे उसका कोई काम नहीं करना होता. But still, it is difficult for me to manage a balance between my work and study if I work more than 20 hours. तो ऐसे जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको मैं रिकमेंड करूंगी कि जब वो आए पाकिस्तान से या किसी भी कंट्री से आए तो वो अपने साथ इतने एक्सपेंसेस लेके आए कि वो इनकी 1 ईयर स्टडी के लिए इनफ होता कि आपको कोई परेशानी ना हो. Third thing that is very important is IRCC rules for students. Many students they disobey this rule for working. It ultimately creates problem for them, like at the time of the postgraduate work permit or at the time of their PR. तो आप कोशिश करें कि never ever violate this rule of IRCC. If IRCC allows you to work for 20 hours, do that work for 20 hours. If you are going to do that work on cash, that would be an illegal work and you would be unable to justify that earnings at the time of the paying taxes. So never ever violate this law of IRCC for the students. And another important thing is expenses. Whether by working allowed work hours can you meet your expenses? It's the thing that is quite different from like it varies from province to province. For example, in Saskatoon, the minimum wages are $14 per hour and the expenses are on the bit lower side. Whereas as compared to other provinces like the GTA area, like Toronto or Ontario, it's quite difficult to meet your expenses when you're working part-time. तो आप कोशिश करें कि आप जब आ रहे हैं तो अपनी डिग्री को ऐसी चूज करें कि जिसकी फीस ज्यादा ना हो और आप कोई ऐसी यूनिवर्सिटी करें जो कि आपके लिए अफोर्डेबल हो क्योंकि ये फिर आपके लिए बाद में बहुत ज्यादा मसला बनता है. That is the main reason why international students suffer from depression while living in Canada. This is something very, very serious, and that's why and even in our culture, we are not like allowed to, or we don't go to the mental health things and etc. Although every university has these resources, लेकिन क्योंकि हम mental health के नाम से ही वाकिफ नहीं होते, तो हम नहीं जाते. और यही वजह है कि जब आप इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट के तौर पे आते हैं तो यू आर मीटिंग विद डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ चैलेंजेस. द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट वन इज द होम सिकनेस एंड द फीलिंग ऑफ बीइंग अलोन इन अ फॉरेन लैंड. तो ये वो चीज़ें हैं जो सारी मिल के फिर आपको इतना ज़्यादा परेशान कर देती हैं कि ना तो आप काम कर सकते हैं और ना ही आप क्या कर सकते हैं, आप अपनी स्टडी पे फोकस कर सकते हैं. और यहाँ पे जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं दे ट्राई टू लिव लाइक वो पहले दिन से ही महंगे फ़ोन लेना शुरू कर देते हैं और इस तरह से मतलब ब्रांडेड चीज़ें, और ये फिर अल्टीमेटली ये चीज़ें आपके एक्सपेंसेस को आउट ऑफ द बजट कर देती हैं. तो कोशिश करें कि आप अपने एक्सपेंसेस को उतना ही रखें जितनी आपकी इनकम है या जितना आप पाकिस्तान से या किसी भी कंट्री से लेके आते हैं. So another important question is whether by working part-time you can manage your fee or not. I think it's an impossible thing. Though people can do it, there are few exception के मतलब जहाँ पे लोग कर सकते हैं, but still it's difficult. Like if your fee is around 3 to 4 thousand, then by working part time and by saving penny by penny, you can do it. But if you are working, but you or if your fee is like around $20,000 or $30,000, just like it happens in the case of diploma or like 1 year master course, and you're not getting any scholarship, then ultimately it would be quite difficult for you to manage your fee by working part-time. Now, what's the current situation? I have been following the social media with the people saying there is a recession in Canada, there are no jobs in Canada, there are taxes, people are leaving Canada. So obviously there is unemployment in Canada, but the situation is not as much as good, neither is as much as bad that the social media is portraying. Like when my husband and me came into Canada, after 1 month, my husband got a job. He got a job on a like local store, like local Pakistani and the Indian store. And after like 10 or 15 days of my husband, I got job in Dollarama. That's a store in Canada. And in January, I left that store and I joined a job related to what I am doing in Canada, studying in Canada. And that is a job that pays me more than like the minimum wage. And that's a quite good job. So I would say that the situation is not as bad, but you have to work hard for that. Like I have to prepare multiple versions of my CV to meet the job demands. So आपको अपनी CV किस तरह से या अपनी आपकी जो स्किल है उनको किस तरह से सेल करना है एम्प्लॉयज को आपको ये आना चाहिए एंड नेवर एवर मिस द करियर फेयर ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटी क्योंकि वहां से आपको पता चलता है कि जो एम्प्लॉयर है व्हाट दे आर डिमांडिंग